There we go. I haven't actually had it, but thank you for trying again.
That was at least got 4.
Right. Let's speak to an actual expert then, because Alex Goulding is from Bedfordshire, has 4 world records, and holds 7 certificates for push-ups. That is madness. Hello, Sir Alex.
Hello, how are we doing?
I mean, you just heard that. I'm so sorry.
No, it's the effort that counts, you know.
You are a proper sports person, aren't you?
Thanks, Alex.
Nah, fair play. What did you get? 4?
Yeah, about 4 in 60 seconds. Now tell us how many you can do in 60 seconds.
Do you know what? Until today, I had never actually tried. And I went to my old school today, Mark Rutherford in Bedford, and one of the students was like, Alex, how many push-ups can you do in 60 seconds? And I was like, I don't know, I've never actually tried. I managed 91.
Alex, you're on par.
Yeah, no, like I said to you earlier, everyone's good at their own thing, you know. Yeah.
How did this get started, mate? How did you end up getting really into push-ups? I've seen videos of you doing it as well, and it is insane. You're like jumping after the push-ups as well, like from the prone position. It's madness.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a long story, but yeah, I'll try and condense it a bit. So I mean I've been training, sort of doing gym work since I was 15, 16 really. I remember for Christmas when I was 15, I got a bench press. When I was 16, got my first gym membership. I did gymnastics when I was younger. I think that's helped a lot, to be honest, with the sort of body weight exercise stuff. I was training for years. I mean, I'm 28 now, so I was training for years in the gym, and then when lockdown hit, I mean, I had no choice but to resort to bodyweight exercises, as most people did, because of lack of equipment, really. I mean, I've managed to build up a bit of equipment over the years, but yeah, so I just started practicing loads of different types of push-ups because I didn't want to do the same thing every day, and then your body gets used to it, and it's sort of counterproductive. And then I YouTubed sort of different types of press-ups, and I came across this video that Guinness had released of different types of push-up world records, and some of them.
I didn't even realise there were like push-up world records. Like, which ones have you got then? Because you picked up some world records. So what have you got already?
Yeah, so I've got most side jump push-ups in 1 minute, fastest time to climb 10 levels by plyometric push-ups in 1 minute, most 180 push-ups in 1 minute, and most side jump push-ups with claps in 1 minute. Them ones. So they're all.
You must love push-ups.
Yeah, I know. People always take the mick and they're like, "Oh, you love them, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I do."
You've got more records like still to break, or there's still more you can do?
Yeah, I've got a couple of attempts on Saturday actually. So in a couple of days. Well, they're not new ones. They're ones that I've already got. So I'm just trying to beat ones.
Breaking your own records.
Yes, just to fend off the competition and try and keep them as long as I can. So you know.
Fair play to you, mate. This is amazing. And what have like the benefits been for this?
Oh, for me, yeah, I went through like a bit of a bad stage just before lockdown actually, and then yeah, I mean I didn't realise then how important exercise was to me, and then when I sort of had like a bit of relationship problems and lack of direction really of my life, and had to pack up and move back to Bedford, and I was like, geez, where am I going? And then I realised the one consistent thing in my life that I liked doing was exercise, and that is sort of what's happened really, and it's just sort of exploded from there, and it's my passion, and I'm so.
Does it make you feel better as well, like stronger as a person?
Oh yeah, like so much better, so much more rounded and good. I can give people advice now, you know, and I'm so passionate about the impact it can have on other people and their sort of life. Exercise can change people's lives. I'm so yeah.
When I finally started exercising this year, and it does help you out. Listen, I would love to chat to you all day, and I easily could, but I have the news coming up, so
no,
I will
it's
mention
all
you
good.
on Instagram in just a second so people can check you out. But for now, on BBC Three Counties Radio, let's find out latest headlines. BBC Sound on your smart speaker.
Hi, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Chatting to Alex Goulding, who is from Bedford and has 4 world records in push-ups already and hold 7 certificates. Alex, we're having such a great chat. Do you want to sort of rush off and leave it there? Or
Yeah.
want to chat a little bit longer?
No worries.
We were just getting onto something that was quite interesting, and that's the benefits that you felt, especially for like your mental health and your well-being, from sort of physical activity and setting yourself these challenges, especially over what was such a challenging time through lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone through lockdown would have had their own struggles, you know. And I think for me, it was just like a break away from everything, even if it's for like an hour or half an hour, whatever it is for you. It doesn't have to be push-ups like it is for me, or calisthenics or plyometrics, whatever. It can be a sport. It can be any hobby, in fact. But for me, fitness and push-ups in particular for me is just sort of my release, and you get away from everything. You don't think about anything but channeling it. I can't even say it. All into that moment, you know. And for me, it is life, and I do want to pass that message on to other people that, listen, everyone goes through hard times, but if you just have half an hour of your day and just get outside and go for a run or something, honestly, it can change your life and make you feel better, and you can develop a hobby that you perhaps didn't know you liked or wanted to get into before, you know.
It's exactly that. I've spoken to people as well who have done like similar things in lockdown, like got really into skipping or anything, and it is something that sort of just starts as sort of like a little half-hour way to distract yourself.
Yeah.
The benefits you feel, just mentally and physically, and then you find yourself really into it. Like for me, and just the couch to 5K, and then
Brilliant.
before I knew it, I was just so into it and obsessed with sort of reading about other runners and how do I take it further and how do I improve. And it's amazing how just you can get carried away with that sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, everyone has their own thing that they enjoy. So I'm not saying to everyone go out and do 1,000 push-ups or whatever. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm just trying to say, if you go outside into the fresh air, especially while we've still got a little bit of sunlight left before it gets too dark, just go out and just go for a run, or go to the park. There's some pull-up bars, or go to your local gym and sign up and just go to some of the classes. Or honestly, it can change your life. And exercise for sure has changed my life, and it's kept me sane. So.
I bet. Like you say, it's one of those easy things that you can just add to your day with so little effort. Especially something like maybe running. There's a lot of, sometimes you've got to get good gear and stuff to save yourself from injury. But with something like push-ups or even sit-ups, anything like that, that is basically free of charge way of exercise.
Exactly. And I was talking to some students today at Mark Rutherford about the importance of just finding that niche that you want to get into, and trying to stick at something, because when you've got exams and then you get into the wide world and you have a full-time job and then other things come into your life, it's just trying to get the balance of everything, but including it in that balance, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, life gets so busy, and sometimes it's like, I haven't got time for this, I can't do this. And we're having a bit of fun with Kimberly there as well, but it is sometimes just the fact that you do it, just that you get out and you do something counts for so much. You don't need to be, like you say, doing 1,000 push-ups or anything like that.
Yeah.
But to focus in on the push-ups, because I've seen footage of you doing it, and it is just absolute madness watching it.
No, thank you.
You're so good at them. But how many can you do in just like one go, do you think, without stopping?
That's another question I get asked often, and do you know what? I've tried it once, and I think I did 125, but it's actually one of my goals this year is to try and see how many I can do, because I did that sort of a few years ago, and I've definitely improved since then. So I don't know, I'd say probably maybe 150, 160, something like that. Nothing like that. My things.
Push-up endurance, isn't it? Like, how
Yeah.
many can you do in one go?
Yeah, I mean it's actually made me want to go and try it right now, but I won't. But yeah.
Important to rest.
Yeah.
Exercising is important. Sometimes it's really important to rest as well.
Oh, exactly.
Look after yourself.
Sometimes I'm great at giving that advice, but no, I do make sure I have a Saturday off usually, because like I said, sometimes I'm good at giving advice but not taking my own, you know. But One thing I was gonna say was on touching on the exercise. One of the best pieces of advice I was given was that there's 168 hours in a week, and if you train, say, 4 times a week, that's 4 hours out of your week. So you've still got 164 hours left of your week. And that was something that someone once said to me, and I thought, you know what, that's incredibly inspiring and motivating, because you've got all that. I know obviously some of that time you're working, you're sleeping, but it's just sort of, it puts it out there as to how much time we do have, and it's just making the most of what we have, you know.
Yeah, what can make a difference as well. Sometimes it's so small. Alex, I tell you what, if people want to see what you're doing and the stuff you're getting recognised for, and any other records on your own you decide to smash in the next few weeks,
Thank you.
where can people go to see you and follow you and keep up with doing your stuff?
Yeah, so funny enough, I've only just downloaded Instagram this year because, something I've not used to, but alex.goulding_ is my Instagram. I also have TikTok and YouTube. I don't know what they are, I think they're just Alex Goulding, but yeah, you'll find me. Just type in Alex Goulding push-ups and it'll come up.
Well worth doing, because
Yeah.
you look at you and man, look at you, it's actually quite inspiring looking at you doing it. It makes me want to do some push-ups, and I cannot. I would be worse than Kim at push-ups, so it's not even worth me trying.
Oh, well, no, I'll maybe you can teach me how to do some radio interviewing, and then I can teach you how to do some push-ups.
Honestly, mate, you heard me. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Stick to the push-ups. Yeah, I would just teach you all the wrong things.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Mate, honestly, thank you so much for coming on. All the best, right?
Thanks a lot for having me. Cheers.
There we go. Alex Goulding. All those world records in push-ups. And tell you what, from Bedford Legend.
Hi Alex, thank you so much. That was brilliant.
Oh, thank you. Was it all right?
Yeah, no, it's perfect. Sorry it dragged out a bit longer than we hoped with the news and everything cutting in.
No, not at all. It's all good.
Perfect. So yeah, in regards to the podcast,
Yeah.
I don't know what works best with your work schedule and things, but currently from our end, we've been doing Tuesdays and Wednesdays because we're both free all day.
When you say all day, what sort of times are you free until?
Literally, we are both. I have a day off on a Wednesday, and my co-host is on a kind of work whenever schedule. So we can do evening if that's easier for you, early morning, middle of the day, literally whenever.
Yeah, evening would be good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I'm free next Wednesday evening. I don't know what your plans are.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. The 21st?